So we have some other things that we were talking about too, right?
Yep.
So clean up your social media, a good first step, right?
Yeah.
You're a big non-negotiables guy.
Huge. Works for me, man. Non-negotiables for me have drastically. It's my power to say no to things that don't give me energy or don't fulfill me.
Right.
You know, so incorporating non-negotiables with social media is huge.
Yeah.
A good, an easy thing to do for social media is no phones at dinner time.
Love that rule.
And if you don't have dinner time with your family, start making that.
Yeah,
and
that's
if
great.
you can't because of sports or what have you, do it at least.
Bedtime snacks, something like find some time.
Yes.
Right.
15. Now this is a non-negotiable too. I do this every single day.
Okay.
15 minutes of presence with your family every day during the week. And for me, and this is a non-negotiable, this means no phones during that time.
Okay.
My boys absolutely love, they call it fight. I'm not fighting my boys. We wrestle around.
Yeah, you've mentioned this. Yeah.
But that is their time. They can tell them fully present. They can tell I'm giving them attention.
Right.
I run around with them. It is my time with them.
Right.
No interruptions.
Yeah.
Put down the phone.
Right.
And it's
Love
just 15 minutes.
Love it. So understanding where, what we're really seeing on social media is a big thing too.
Yeah, this is
a good one.
Yeah. So understand that we are seeing people's best days, which are purposely scripted for a video or a picture.
Exactly.
I mean, that's powerful. That's powerful.
Get this right side. Use this filter. You know, show that what I just bought. Like this. Oh, this is new. Right? But like in reality,
it's all staged.
It's all shit that you kind of just set up that way, right? And everyday life has everyday struggles.
Yes.
You know, so and we maybe don't show that, or maybe when we do show that, we're showing it for the wrong reasons, right? Yeah. So like understanding that like social media is not real, and 99% of the time.
And how many times has like people gotten a divorce,
right?
Or I hate to say this, someone's committed suicide. And they have this facade on social media that everything's perfect.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, tragedy hits.
Exactly. Never saw it coming.
Never saw it coming.
Yeah.
So be mindful that these are people's best days.
Yeah.
And just take it with a grain of salt.
Yep.
And you know what I find too is I've also changed my perception in the way that I look at social media. And you were saying before, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Very good.
I don't want to say resentful, but just we're looking at people in the best light, if you will.
For sure, right.
I have noticed now, since we've adopted and created the Model Mindset podcast, I have found myself being more supportive, openly supportive.
Right.
I would say when people are doing good, or when people are seen genuinely happy with their lives.
100%.
Or with kids.
Yep.
Or with their significant other.
Yep.
I'm just like, that is awesome.
Because when you get that, you're jazzed, right?
Yes.
So like you're seeing it like, let me give that energy.
Yeah.
Energy's real.
Yeah.
Let me give it, right?
Yeah.
And you're one. I had that in my head to say later on, and that's spot on accurate because like something with like Joe there, like we have the UConn game. I think you put up like, you got to go there every time now, man. Like, try, right? Like,
See, he seriously does.
No, for real, no Joe. But like, there's other things too, like you said, with families, accomplishments, like these things like are important to acknowledge and celebrate now.
Yeah.
So the more you celebrate others, the better you're gonna feel about what you're doing in your social media and stuff like that in your life.
100%.
So this one, it goes back to kind of our kids stuff, right?
Yes.
And
which is important.
Yeah. So if you do have kids who do have social medias and stuff like that, check in with your kids on their social media usage. See what they're doing on there. Talk to them about it. Have honest conversations with them about it, right? We can't be naive.
100%.
Right? We have to know that there's probably shit we don't want to know, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think, maybe showing them good people that can influence their lives.
Yeah.
Encourage them to follow those people.
Yeah.
Right?
Huge.
That could be a different thing, but be a part of your kids' social media life if they do have one. I think that's kind of important.
Right? And we've talked about it before with open lines of communication, not only with your significant other, but your children as well.
Right.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Get their perspective on their viewpoint of
More,
social media, that may open your eyes.
Yeah.
You know, they may say, well, they follow all these influencers that are just, are negative,
Oh yeah.
which will impact their lives.
Mhm.
You know, so understand who influences them in
Mhm.
their lives.
Yeah.
And then, and like I said before, but understand what their view of success looks like.
Yeah.
You know, what they're chasing. I mean, they may be young, but they're a lot smarter than we think they are.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And I think, I mean, growing up for me personally, like my parents never pushed me for anything as far as like what to chase is what I wanted to do in my life.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
I don't want to say that I wish they did,
Mhm.
but like I'm excited to have those conversations with my girls
Yeah.
when they're older and kind of formulate a plan for them.
Mhm.
So maybe they feel ahead of the game and prepared when the time comes, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of that will come with social media.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be about who they follow, what they find to be important in their life, right?
Yeah.
So that stuff can go hand in hand for sure. But I think it's really important to determine who influences them.
I think, and I also, since we've started this journey, I've been very mindful, and I'm sure you have too, of my boys.
Yeah.
And the impact that I want to have, not only on everybody's lives, but their lives as well.
Yeah.
Especially my wife as well. I want them to look at me as a positive influence.
That's a really good point.
I want them to say, hey, my dad is doing a lot of good for others.
Yeah.
He puts others before himself.
Right.
He's helping people change their lives by focusing on their physical self, but also transforming their mind.
Right.
So when they can see that, and they can see how we serve others, they can see how we influence other people.
Right.
I'm hopeful that they could follow that as well, or see that, hey, you know what? I want to do that for others as well.
Yeah. It's a good point. That's definitely a good point, man. What's your last one you got?
Take social media breaks. I mean, you you did it for 6 months or 8 months.
8 months.
I give you a lot of credit. I don't know if I could do that. I might have like the shakes.
That
for like a day.
I think everybody really would, right? And we encourage it, right? Like take your breaks, right? Keep an eye on a certain, Model Mindset podcast page, and soon to be maybe a little updated version of that handle.
Yes. Damn, we forgot to call that out, but yes.
No, you're good, right? But I think it's important maybe to even if like you start with a basic, like you said, with a dinner.
Yeah.
Put it away during dinner, right? Maybe you're having a date day with your spouse or your family. Put it away, right? Leave it in the car, whatever it is. Like leave it at home, as long as one of you has a phone, right? Like so. You can start by having small breaks. Breaks don't need to be these long breaks.
Yeah.
Right?
Little by little, little becomes a lot.
Mr. Quick.
That's right.
So like there's avenues to kind of avoid those shakes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And eventually if you do want to get to that point when you can take those long breaks, that's great. Yeah. I loved it. Yeah. It was great, right? I love the breaks, but now I love how I use it now.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I use it now.
Yeah.
Because I think it's what we're doing now. We're having fun using it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a big difference there.
Huge. And I think too with like the break too, it will help assess if you truly are addicted.
Yeah.
And how it impacts your life.
Right.
And then you're more aware of it and say, okay, I'm going to start incorporating some non-negotiables.
Yep.
Even if it's 15 minutes, something, again, start little things at a time, little changes.
Right.
But that could help.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So clean up who you follow on social media, incorporate your non-negotiables, understand we are seeing people at their best on social media. Oftentimes it's not real. So do not compare yourself to them. Comparison is
the thief of joy.
Check in with your kids, their social media usage, who influences them, those things. And take some social media breaks. It's important to kind of, reset, connect with yourself and people around you rather than kind of what's on a screen. So that's our advice on how people can be intentional with social media. If you're intentional and you use it the right way, social media is not bad. Mel Robbins says, social media is not bad. The way people choose to use social media is what's bad. And that's spot on. So
that's true.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. This was cool.
Yes.
Kind of our first real in person one.
Yeah.
Between you and I, man.
It was
be
different.
more of a regular feel to it now.
That's right.
But social media is something that we all use. It's a fun topic to talk about. You guys have questions, you know where to find us.
That's right. And remember, mindset
is everything.
That's good.
That was